Narcissism and the God complex are terms that are often used interchangeably, but are they really the same? And I know most narcissists would think of themselves as gods or goddesses. But is it really the same terminology? Is it the same thing that is going on here? Today we're diving into the similarities and differences of this psychological concept. Watch this video. Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So my friends, today we're looking into the context of the God complex. Now, obviously this term is used around, isn't it? But what does it actually mean? I mean, the God complex. What does that actually mean? I mean, is it the same? Are the two the same thing? Because do you know what? I probably would say yeah, there probably is a really similar thing, but obviously we're going to unpack this and explore this in the video, but we'll break down which and what each term means, the similarities, the differences, and how to recognize these traits in others as well. So let's get into the video. But just before we do, I just want to say that I do go live on this channel at the end of every month on a Tuesday. I would say do join the community tab, or do check the community tab, because I do post on there when I'm going live and what topics we are going to be discussing. But look, if you've got questions on your mind, or there's something that you are thinking about, something that you want answers to, I'd say come on over, join the live stream, because I do answer questions, and usually that's what they are at the end of the month. It's like a live Q&A sessions, and we do discuss certain topics, but don't just take my word for it. Come on over. I'd love to see you there. Okay, so firstly, let's define each term, what it actually means. Narcissism, God complex. So narcissism is a personality trait that is characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for infallibility. It's an extreme form of arrogance and self-centeredness, where the person believes they are superior to everyone else and they can do nothing wrong. Ultimately, it's a really dysfunctional ego process. There's a lot of defense mechanisms that are in process here. Okay, and this person feels that they are better. They are better than everybody else. That's what this person feels. Sometimes it's not so obvious, but in the back of their mind, this is what they feel. So let's look at the God complex and narcissism. Let's look at the similarities actually of this. So first, the grandiosity. So both narcissists and individuals with the God complex exhibit a huge sense of grandiosity. Grandiosity, I mean, that is basically where you just see yourself as superior. Okay, and you draw attention to yourself, because when you're drawing attention to yourself, you're feeling good about yourself, because these people are all looking at you, all staring at you, giving you energy, giving you their time, and giving you their attention. This feels so good to you, like you thrive on this. And I know that there's people out there that thrive on it, that love to have all of this confidence, all of this attention, okay, but are not narcissistic. But for a narcissist, it goes to that next level. They absolutely love it. They love the fact that people are giving them all of this attention. And the thing is, at the back of it, they believe that they are better than everybody else. Now, remember, this is an ego process, because people who do that to this extreme, okay, I would say that most probably they were put down, or they didn't get a lot of attention in childhood, or it could be the opposite, that they got excessive amounts of attention in childhood, that they actually demand it from everybody else, and that's an issue. So this is where the complex of superiority comes about. This is where it is born. And grandiosity often manifests where this person also just talks about themselves all the time. They don't even consider what you're saying. They don't even think or give you any attention. And that is also linked to the lack of empathy. They don't want to understand your feelings. They don't want to consider your feelings and what's going on for you. It's just the fact that actually, you know what? It's just about them and what they want and what they feel. And that leads me on to the next one. It is the lack of empathy, narcissists lack empathy and they struggle to understand or care about the feelings of others. They don't want to consider you, because if they do, that means the attention is off them. They're not thinking about themselves. Remember, this comes from a very toxic place. They have to put the attention and the validation on themselves, because if they don't do that, then actually they feel that they might miss something. They feel that actually, if they're not listening carefully, if they're not paying attention, then something untoward is going to happen. So they're always on this kind of fight or flight or on alert all the time. This is why they have this need to be able to control the outcome. The need to want to know how to manipulate others so that the outcome becomes in a particular way. That's why they do it, because it's their needs above all else. Infallibility. Now, this is when somebody, where people with a God complex believe that they think that they can do no wrong. Their belief goes beyond the grandiosity seen in narcissism. This is like another level, my friends. They believe that they are just something else. Usually this stems from where parents have given their child so much attention, praised that child so much, that the child believes that they are more than good enough. They believe that anything that they do, they can do no wrong. It also, in the reverse of that, somebody who has not had that from their parents kind of often compensates in those behaviors, and that's why they do that. That's why they have this belief about themselves. But it's more than just the grandiosity. This goes another step further. And this leads on to the next bit, the sense of privilege. Someone may believe that they have an inherent sense of privilege and entitlement, believing that they deserve special treatment, believing that they are celebrities, believing that they are owed this to them. And I know you're probably thinking, well, a lot of celebrities do this. A lot of people do actually do this. And yeah, that is a great example, actually, is that celebrities do think this. But also these ideas are reinforced because actually when they have staff, when they have people to help them, that's exactly what happens. People do tend to do that for them. But when I'm talking about someone who isn't a celebrity status, that's what I'm saying. Those individuals expect this to happen, expect that this is genuinely what they deserve. And this entitlement can lead basically to unreasonable demands and an inability to accept equal treatment. They have to feel more important than others. It's almost like they demand this from you, that you have to give this to them, because otherwise there will be consequences and they will not be able to cope. They will actually have a breakdown. So as we see that both in narcissism and the God complex, there is a heightened sense of importance. The key difference lie in the motivations and the expressions of these traits. Narcissists crave admiration to share up their fragile self-esteem, because it comes from a very toxic, it comes from a very fragile place and a fragile self-esteem. Whereas those with a God complex genuinely believe in their inherent superiority and infallibility. That could be a crucial difference. But if we really look at it, they are very similar. So this is about you recognizing the signs. So how can you recognize the signs? How do you know which signs to actually look out for? Because like when you meet someone for the first time, you're not going to genuinely notice unless they're outwardly out there, then yeah, of course you're going to notice it. But what you have to look out for is a few of these things. So the first one is the constant need for praise. If someone is always asking for validation, for attention, and when they don't get it, they might have narcissistic tendencies, or they might have rage or controlling behaviors, then you're going to know that actually, yeah, they are narcissistic. Someone who has a constant need for praise. If someone is always seeking validation and becomes upset when they don't get it, well, we all know that there's something wrong with that person. Again, admiration is a hallmark of narcissism, so they're always going to want the attention on them. There's another one that you need to look out for and that one is a refusal to accept mistakes. This is all about accountability. Someone doesn't want to take accountability, because if they do, then that means that they have to take responsibility in changing what has happened. So if they take accountability, that means that they're admitting to their mistakes and their defeats Narcissist is not going to do that. They don't want to take responsibility for their mistakes. They don't want to do this. They're never going to admit they're wrong and blame themselves, and they're certainly not going to change it. This could be someone with narcissism and also with the God complex. Someone who insists that they are right. So someone who refuses to admit mistakes. That, I would say, is someone who's got a God complex. Someone who thinks they're infallible and always thinks that they deserve this special treatment. Definitely God complex. The lack of empathy, being able to understand how your behaviors, how your actions are making another person feel, and disregards others. This, I would say, is probably narcissism. Empathy is essential for healthy relationships. Now, if someone doesn't have that or is unable to understand it, then yeah, that's a toxic person. And fourthly, the sense of entitlement. So someone, when they feel like they believe that they should get special treatment and they react negatively when they don't get it, this could be a sign of the God complex, I would say. The entitlement often leads to undesirable or unreasonable demands and conflicts. If you recognize any of these traits in yourself or in others, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. I really hope this video has helped. I do hope that you consider subscribing and liking the video. Please do share the video to someone if you feel it might help them, or to share this information out there. I would be really grateful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.